Hello everyone, hope you all are doing well. So today we are going to do the next question of our agriculture optional answer writing practice series. जो हमारी एग्रीकल्चर ऑप्शनल आंसर राइटिंग प्रैक्टिस सीरीज चल रही है उसके नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन को आज हम लोग करने वाले हैं. एंड टुडेस क्वेश्चन इज व्हाट आर द वेरियस डायग्नोस्टिक टेक्निक्स employed in evaluating soil fertility. And the second part of the question is asking about enumerate advantages and disadvantages of each technique. तो क्या क्या टेक्निक्स हैं जिसके थ्रू वी कैन इवेलुएट आवर सॉइल फर्टिलिटी एंड व्हाट आर द एडवांटेजेस एंड disadvantages of the techniques through which we can evaluate soil fertility. So this question was asked in UPSC agriculture optional paper of UPSC IFOS examination, that is Indian Forest Service examination 2022. And soil fertility they asks अगर आप देखें प्रीवियस ईयर्स में भी तो सॉइल फर्टिलिटी से देयर आर नॉट मेनी क्वेश्चन. You will not find a lot of question in soil fertility, but sometimes in some years I think there were 1-2 questions. And the diagnostic techniques you must know because it becomes important for us, and as it has been asked in IFOS 2022, so high chances that it can be repeated again. So let's see how we approach this answer. So we all know that soil fertility testing is very important, and now there is high thrust on soil fertility testing. Why? To avoid the indiscriminate use of fertilizers. To avoid indiscriminate use of fertilizers. We all know that in our country we are just using fertilizers in a very high amount without knowing the actual status of our soil, that what our soil needs, in which areas, in which nutrients it is lacking, in which nutrients it is good. We sometimes just bring urea and just use urea in high quantity without knowing what is the nitrogen status for in our soil. So that is why it has been highly promoted in the recent years, so that every farmers can do soil fertility testing and know that what are the nutrients the soil is lacking, what are the nutrients that is in good amount in soil. They are causing, as per the analysis, they will apply the fertilizers. So that is why soil fertility testing is very much promoted in recent times. So let's see what are the various diagnostic techniques and what are their advantages and disadvantages. The first technique is the soil analysis. That is simply we can go and do soil analysis by using some testing kits. So the best advantages what you will get is inexpensive. It is relatively inexpensive, less expensive. It can give you quick results. Many times the testing kits are not developed that by applying some amount of soil, certainly in few seconds they will give you the results, and then can be done by ourselves in on-site, and then can be done on-site. It can be done on-site, but there are several disadvantages also, and the major disadvantage is the accuracy. These testing kits have limited accuracy as compared to other methods, especially the laboratory techniques, which are very accurate. Very less accuracy, not limited accuracy. Sometimes they will be accurate, sometimes they will not be accurate. So you cannot be 100% dependent on it. We cannot ultimately get dependent on it. This is just to get a knowledge. ठीक है, एक नॉलेज आप जानने के लिए शो कर सकते हैं, पर आप इस पे बहुत ज़्यादा डिपेंडेंट नहीं हो सकते हो बिकॉज इसकी एक्यूरेसी लिमिटेड रहती है. इट इज नॉट 100% एक्यूरेट एज कम्पेयर टू लेबोरेटरी एनालिसिस जिसका एक्यूरेसी काफ़ी अधिक है. सो इट इज द मेजर डिसएडवांटेजेस. Secondly, we can do laboratory analysis. In laboratory analysis we use different methods such as chemical methods. We can use chemical testing methods, and some of the common chemical testing methods are the Walkley black method, you all have heard about Kesdal's method, Gilda's method, sorry, K7 here, Gilda's method, We can use braze method for acidic soils. So these are some of the common chemical methods which we can use in our labs. And there are other methods also in labs. We also use different types. So we have high quality of macroscopes, we have high quality of equipments and machines through which laboratory analysis becomes more accurate. So what are the major advantages of laboratory analysis? It provides detailed and accurate information. Detailed information, it will go in depth and let you know every bit and about every bit of your soil. Very detailed information, very accurate information. It will be very accurate, almost 99% accurate. And it will give your information regarding other things also, such as nutrient levels, pH, organic matter, everything. In everything you will get to know in detail. So it is the major advantage. The most important disadvantage, especially in Indian conditions, is that it can be costly. Many times it is costly because in laboratories they use heavy machines, different types of equipment, so they charge more. That is why you will see that in Indian government is promoting free laboratory testings to the farmers. In many times we all know that Kisan Vigyan Kendra, that is KVKs, has been developed where this laboratory analysis can be done in free. But that is another thing, that is government support, but generally it is costly. When you go to private analysis and other things, private centers, private labs for analysis, it is very costly. So it is the major disadvantages. It is time consuming. First of all, you have to collect the soil from your fields, then deliver it to laboratory. Then laboratory will do the tests for some days, and after doing the test, that they will deliver you the results. So it is time consuming as compared to testing kits, which are very बहुत जल्दी, they are very quick. Whenever you go use the testing kits, they will just give you result in 5 to 10 seconds. But in laboratory analysis, it is time consuming, but in contrast, it is very detailed and accurate. And here we need trained personnel and equipment. Sophisticated equipment, trained personnel are needed. So these are some of the disadvantages of laboratory analysis. Now moving on, we have field visual observations. That is what we can observe in the field. So it can give you informations. What are the advantages of field visual observations? We can simply go and visualize the field through our naked eyes, looking at the color, looking at the texture, color of the soil, texture of the soil, color of the leaves, looking at the structure, soil structure, it is coarse or it is more finer. So using these things we can easily do visual field observations, and it provides us very quantitative information, very qualitative information, provides qualitative information which can be used. So it many times it depends on the experience of farmers. Many farmers will look at the soil, they will touch the soil and let you know that no, this is good soil, you can crop this, you can plant this crop here. These are some of the advantages of field observations, but here are many disadvantages also. It is a subjective assessment. It doesn't give you guarantee of anything. It is just a subjective assessment based on your knowledge, based on your experience, but it doesn't guarantee you anything. Your knowledge could be sometimes wrong, your experience could not be always correct. So it is a subjective assessment. It is very limited in scope. Not everything will be known in detail. Just an overall view you can get by observing things. It will not capture all aspects of soil fertility, not capture all aspects. So these are some of the aspects of the disadvantages of visual field observations. Generally here we can also use some cards are available, such as one is the nitrogen color card. Here there are different types of color, light green, dark green, yellowish green, and whenever we match the card with the color of the leaves, if the color of the leaves is dark green and we have matched it with, and it is saying that this color is matching to our leaf, so here they will be mentioned the amount of nitrogen in the soil, the amount of nitrogen the plants need. So थ्रू दैट वी कैन ऑल्सो ऑब्जर्व। आप जैसे ये कार्ड लोगे, कार्ड में यहाँ पे आपका मेंशन रहेगा नाइट्रोजन, तो आप कलर रेट बहुत सारे रहेंगे, उसके नीचे मेंशन रहेंगे नाइट्रोजन की क्वांटिटी, तो आप कलर लीफ से मिलाओगे तो उससे आपको अंदाजा पड़ जाएगा कि कौन सा कलर है मेरे लीव्स का, तो कितना नाइट्रोजन है क्वांटिटी मेरे फील्ड में, लीव्स को नाइट्रोजन ठीक से मिल रहा है यानी प्लांट को। So these are the things which can be done through field observations. Next one is crop response technique. There are crop based techniques. There is several crop based techniques such as crop response technique. We have also got plant tissue analysis can be done. Plant tissue analysis can be done. So these are the techniques through which we can observe our crops, that how the crops is reacting in the field, how the crop is surviving in the soil, and through which we can get to know about our soil. If the crop is surviving, flourishing and surviving very good, it is flourishing, giving high yields, so we can say that the soil is good in nutrients. So this is the crop estimation, crop response, and that is we can also use here plant tissue analysis. So what are its advantages? It directly evaluates the response of crop to soil conditions. Directly evaluates response of crop to soil. Why are we testing soil? Because at the end of the day we are going to grow crops there. हम लोग कितना भी सॉइल का फर्टिलिटी क्यों ही चेक कराते हैं? हम लोग फर्टिलिटी इसलिए चेक कराते हैं ताकि हम लोग जो भी क्रॉप वहाँ लगा रहे हैं उसके लिए हमारा सॉइल ठीक है। मेजर एम जो है, बेसिक एम यही है। तो जनरली हियर when we get to know the directly response of the crop, यहाँ हमें जब डायरेक्टली क्रॉप का रिस्पॉन्स ही पता चल जाता है तो इससे अच्छा कोई टेस्टिंग हो नहीं सकता। हमें पता है कि भाई इस क्रॉप का मैंने टेस्टिंग कर लिया है, इस पर अच्छे और उग रही है तो मैं इसको लगा दूंगा। तो इट directly tests the response of the crop, directly evaluates the response of the crops. It also provides, so as it directly responds, directly evaluates, it provides the most practical insight of soil fertility. Provides practical insight of the soil fertility, because at the end of the day we are doing soil fertility to grow crops there only. So this is the major advantages. The disadvantage is that it requires field trials. We have to grow the crop in the field, and we have to do the proper trial, which is many times time consuming. It is very time consuming. And many times what happens that in field trials many crops show good results because they are used in a small quantity in a small area of field, but when it comes to in large quantities in the whole field, many times the field trials do not match to the whole field results. So these are some of the disadvantages, but it is the most practical insight because we can directly see the response of crop. So this is about crop technique assessment. Next, remote sensing. Remote sensing can be done. We all know that remote sensing and GIS has been a very growing field in agriculture. और आप देखो तो previously, if you see previous year questions, a lot of questions have been come on remote sensing and GIS. So you need to be prepared with these two. What are its advantages? What are its disadvantages? What are its components? So remote sensing allows us to a large assessment of soil fertility. What are its advantages? Allows large assessment, because here we use satellites, here we use different kind of machines, drones, so we can do the large assessment of soil in very short amount of time. It also helps us in evaluating the changes, monitoring changes over time. We can compare the results of various years using remote sensing, and we will get to know how soil is changing year by year. So this is one of the most important advantages of remote sensing. Disadvantages is that the first major disadvantage is that the availability. Not all farmers know about remote sensing. Not all are aware of remote sensing. Not all get the facilities so that they can do their soil analysis to remote sensing. Most of the farmers do not have ever understood, and the conditions of, especially in the country like India, is not so accurate for remote sensing. It can be done, but for small and marginal farmers it is not the best. Secondly, here because the interpretation is complex. interpretation is very complex. Interpreting the results of remote sensing requires highly sophisticated and trained manpower. A highly trained individual with all the knowledge in remote sensing computer sciences will be able to interpret the data. So it also becomes a hindrance. So these are the disadvantages of remote sensing. Next, we can also do soil microbial analysis. We all know that how much microbes are important for soil, how microbes tend to give a result of the fertility of soil. Many times a soil with good amount of microbes are very good in fertility status. So microbes analysis can be done to know the fertility of soil. What are its advantages? First of all, it provides us the information about biological activity of soil. It is very important because these microbes are the one who convert the nutrients into the available forms many times. So the biological activity is very important to know, because many times if the soil is good in nutrients but the microbes are not present, or the microbes are in very less quantity, the nutrients will not be converted into available forms for the crops. So it is very important. It also lets us know the status of nutrient cycling status. So these are some of the advantages of soil microbial analysis. And what are its disadvantages? It also requires specialized techniques. Requires very specialized techniques. Some manpower, labs are needed so that the microbial analysis can be done. So these are some of the disadvantages of soil microbial analysis. So these are the 5-6 measures through which we can do, or we can evaluate our soil fertility. So I hope you are able to understand all the things, and please do make notes of these things because it will be very helpful to you in exams, and try to write these types of answers by yourself, because the more you practice the answers by yourself, the more you will be able to write good answers. So practicing is the key. So that is all for today. Please do like, please do share, and please do सब्सक्राइब. इट टेक्स अ लॉट ऑफ हार्ड वर्क टू मेक सच वीडियोस फॉर यू ऑन रेगुलर बेसिस. अगर आप लाइक करते हो, शेयर करते हो, सब्सक्राइब करते हो, इट मोटिवेट्स अस टू मेक मोर सच वीडियोस फॉर यू ऑन रेगुलर बेसिस. सो प्लीज डू लाइक, प्लीज डू शेयर, प्लीज डू सब्सक्राइब. हैव अ नाइस डे. थैंक यू.